Welcome to your educational program, The Class. I am your host, Irene Kamau. Construction process is gradual and often takes time into the details to be achieved. In fact, along the way, there is often stiff opposition, possibly from those who believe the process is null and void. The biblical Noah, when he started building the ark, was rubbished by the people who did not believe that the world would be affected by the unending rain for 40 days and 40 nights, even after he warned them. Equally, Steve Jobs, the co-founder of Apple Inc., faced tough opposition with his new ideas that led to the introduction of the Apple products that has later become a brand name in the world even after his death. In the process to inculcate new ideas, there are those who vehemently oppose it, whereas there are others who will dare, implore, experiment and stand with the idea to the latter, no matter what. This is the path that DALC education took 10 years ago, and things have never been the same, with tremendous revolution in the education sector. DALC rose up and challenged the status quo and daring to approach the education system differently, says Professor Humphrey Obora, who is the founder of DALC Education. At that time, terms like gift and talent testing were foreign and often easily declared rogue or just impossibilities, he adds. To admit a student using work experience when grades were low or non-existent automatically qualified DALC amongst its critiques as rogue and a fake institution. Times like credit transfers were strange at that time for the new college to explain. The institution did not give up, well aware that one's talent and work experience need to be considered for education to get back to its real meaning. This daring effort has made things quite different today in the sector. It is common to hear ordinary folks and politicians talk about nurturing talent, much as they may not know how to professionally implement it. Credit transfer is now a common statement in most colleges and universities, much as it may not have been implemented to rightly serve its purpose. Though many sectors are still grounded on grades and certificates, some quarters are beginning to agree with DALC that work experience is indeed part of the learning process. Many people who had been locked out of the education system because they did not have cut-off grades due to unfortunate circumstances like lack of fees, early pregnancies, sickness, or bereavement finally had a new opportunity for education, thanks to the bravery of DALC to stand strong for them.
Hello viewers, welcome to our second segment of The Class. Professor, new ideas are not easily accepted in Africa, and we know many people would oppose your ideas. So tell us, when you came up with these new ideas, how were you able to weather the storms and withstand the competition from those who are competing you, and also those who don't understand the idea, but they tend to trash your ideas at the end of the day?
If you know your package at the time of your birth, if you know the reason for which you're brought onto this earth, if you have a vision for what you want to succeed in, and you want to listen to some few people who are criticizing you, yet you also know they have not researched, they don't have any background about what you're doing, then indeed you're a fool. I knew from day one that we had a problem in our education system when I stepped in the United Kingdom, because what they're doing is not exactly what we used to do more than 30 years back. I knew very well a number of people that were very intelligent in class, but they did not do very well in the final examinations, so they ended up doing extremely very well in business. I knew too well many others that had dropped out because of lack of school fees and traveled very hard to change a C- grade to a C+ so that they could join public universities. I know too well many young people that could have accelerated and skipped many classes and be able to obtain their degrees sooner. I knew many people with a lot of life and work experiences that were denied access to university education just because they did not have those papers. So I decided, for the sake of the many of my colleagues that were denied access to university education just because they lacked school fees, I knew many extended families where girls were pregnant at the penultimate time of examination, and they failed not because they were stupid, but because if you're pregnant you cannot be able to revise, you cannot concentrate, you cannot be able to achieve the expected grade A, and then you just cut off because people imagine just because your grade is low, you did not make it. For the sake of my friend who obtained a C- and struggled to use a typewriter to change a C- into C+ so that he could get admission to public university. For the many parents that witness their children commit suicide because their anticipation and aspiration seemed completely locked out. For the many people that gave up, frustrated, started to do other businesses, formed big companies, and the universities were sending their graduates, their master students to them on attachment, yet when they went to join those universities, they were asked for their papers. For these people, I had a big motivation, I had a big vision for them. I wanted something very different in the education sector. So I decided to start the long, difficult road in terms of making sure that education works on the basis of talents and gifts, that education is also embedded in work and life experience. I thought these were extremely very good and exciting things to deal with. Of course, if somebody walks over to you and criticizes you, tells you that what you're doing is fake and bogus, and that person has not done any single research about that thing, has no knowledge about it, and you're going to pay attention to that guy, I would actually imagine that you're a fool.
So, Professor, it is now 11 years since DALC started. What are your achievements? Where is DALC now, and what are some of your students doing?
Many parents and students were fortunate to watch this tonight. I need to share with you something very special. When I joined school, the headlines I see in today's newspapers were still there. Thousands to miss Form 1 places, thousands to miss university education. The government is doing everything that they can in their power to make sure that the youth have the jobs. More than 30 years after that, the gap between the rich and the poor is wide. Many youth have no jobs. It is still used as a political tool. In your neighborhood today, a degree and a master's degree holder has no job and is stomaching. You must use a little bit of wisdom. If thousands and thousands of graduates are just hanging about, don't you think it's a fraud to those many parents who have sold their land, cattle, and the savings in the bank in the hope that their children, as the government says, are going to get big jobs in the end of that education? I would want to share with you tonight that the future of education has changed. Those with the foresight about it know clearly that there is exactly no education that we're rushing for to push our children into doing known careers. Even in the engineering and the medical fields, things have really changed. We today have education based on talents and someone's gifts. That today you should be able to understand that if a child is good in music, child is good in sport, child is good in any unique way, including sciences and the management programs, that you need to re-evaluate your investment plan in terms of education. Because today, over 500 universities have signed up that they recognize a talent and a gift report as an admission document, that you don't need to really get a grade to be admitted. A number of such universities today also have agreed that life and work experience is indeed a learning which can be evaluated, accredited, equated to course units and modules, earn you exemptions, and you gain what's known as advanced standing in your admission. And on top of that, you get exemptions so that you can achieve your bachelor's and master's degree sooner. This is very different from scenarios that we witness in Africa, that a guy dropped in class 5, he struggled because of lack of school fees, sickness, or any other external factor, and he made finally a very big company that we send our university graduates to go and do attachment, and then you're told, oh, you want to join our university? No, we need to look at your grades. I've seen and witnessed A number of parents, grandparents, sit in the class with their grandchildren and their children because they're seeking education. Yet, we're almost out of the 21st century. Does it really mean that we have no new strategies, no new models in terms of learning, in terms of education? I can confirm to you that in my office, I always deal with a number of parents that are rooted in the old and traditional approach of education, in which they keep on insisting that children, although they are endowed with great talent, they still want to push them to do medicine, want to push them to become lawyers. I share the sympathy with those people because they are thinking as though we are 200 years back in the scene of education.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is easy to say how one is good in cooking. However, it is the people who eat the food that can only say how tasty and yummy that food is. Sit, relax, and let us listen to some of the DALC education alumnus. Enjoy.
My name is Ali Said Mandri, popularly known as Chef Ali L'artiste. I am Kenya's chef representative and International Hall of Fame. I do travel the world to represent Kenya, of course, as a tourism destination, and a lot that we have in Kenya. I joined DALC in 2010, where it was inevitable for me to get a degree. When you join DALC, they definitely advise you on how you can be able to, of course, transfer your credits. Because DALC is very convenient, it's very flexible, and for me, it was good for me because immediately after work, I would go to college, of course, do my evening classes. I would say the style of learning, or maybe the style of the education in DALC, is totally different, and of course you wouldn't get any other institution that offers the same, because it's more of a lot of projects involved and a lot of research work, which really builds your thoughts and really widens your thought and experience, of course, in the industry. The best choice of a working class person to study. I studied a lot with, of course, grown-ups, and of course that was also a great exposure for me because I studied with a student who is actually 45 to 50 years old, and I'd consider that student as an elder to me. And of course it was great exposure, of course, to myself, and getting to intermingle with the professionals, of course, from the industry and from many other industries countrywide was such a great opportunity for me.
DALC has been doing a lot of work for people of Southern Sudan. It has been helping them. Some of them have already graduated and are really involved in the development of Southern Sudan now. And I attended one of my boys' graduation, graduated by DALC, and he's now doing his PhD. People of Southern Sudan are in dying need of knowledge. And whatever we have there, these are all methods. And DALC has this new vision where people can get into education in the fastest and accurate way. If you know your talent, you will not regret. You will be able to know real and go direct to whatever you will do. Something that we do not know. We always head to the bush here and there, and tomorrow you change your mind and you say, I will do this, next tomorrow you change your mind, and you end up achieving nothing. But with this new technology, even though I'm of age, I'm happy that I got it, and I will be able to use remaining time accurately, and it will be even the best time than the time I had before. The machine is so excited. I saw this in the movies, but I have never seen it in reality. And when I saw it with my daughter, we were so excited, like today would have not come. But the day came, I brought my daughter, and I'm happy that this younger one is here. She will be able to be oriented towards whatever she can do best. Now we will not be guessing that you can do this, you can do that. The machine will tell her. So we are very excited, and something new that I have not seen before. And I'm hoping that you will bring it to Southern Sudan, and especially in my institution in Dr. John Garang International School, to help the adult, not the youngsters. The youngsters will catch up, but the adult who wanted to go into to the market, where they will be able to earn a living faster than what they thought, they're the one who need this machine. It will really help them where they can go. So the machine is really very exciting, very knowledgeable. And I have seen, and what surprises me is that it brings the image, which is not a picture, but it is yourself. And I was very happy to see myself that I'm very straight. There are no bent bones.
This program has been brought to you by AFGT, the Gifts and Talents Advocate in Africa, ACAEL, the Mature Learners Advocate in Africa, DALC Education, Africa's Institute of Creativity and Innovation. If you or your organization wishes to participate in this program, please write to us, the African Federation for Gifted and Talented. You can also visit the nearest DALC Education campus